Hello, I'm Vex, and this is the Declaration of Independence Made Simple. When the Continental Congress approved the Declaration in July 1776, one sentence stood out above all the rest. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Those words are among the most quoted in human history, but also among the most debated. Thomas Jefferson wrote them to express an idea that rights are natural, not granted by kings or governments. The idea came from Enlightenment thinkers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who argued that people are born with rights to life, liberty, and property, simply because they are human. Jefferson, though a man of the 18th century, believed these rights were part of the natural order. But in 1776, all men did not include everyone. Most white men couldn't vote unless they owned property. Women were legally dependent on husbands or fathers, and native nations were seen as obstacles to expansion. And nearly one-fifth of the population, people of African descent, were enslaved. Jefferson's statement then was both revolutionary and hypocritical. He wrote of equality while enslaving more than 600 human beings throughout his lifetime. So did many of the men who signed the Declaration. Yet those same words became a moral weapon used against slavery and oppression in the generations that followed. It's one of history's deepest ironies that the very authors who excluded so many also gave them the language to demand inclusion. In 1776, Phyllis Wheatley, a formerly enslaved poet in Boston, was already using her words to show the intelligence and humanity that slavery tried to deny. Later, Frederick Douglass would ask in 1852, "What, to the American slave, is your 4th of July?" Sojourner Truth, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and Martin Luther King Jr. all echoed the Declaration's promise to expose the gap between idea and reality. Even in its time, the phrase created equal was radical. Monarchies were built on birthright, the belief that some were born to rule. The Declaration flipped that idea upside down. It said, government exists for the people, not above them. That simple shift reshaped political thought across the world. But to many in 1776, especially Black and Indigenous people, those words felt like a freedom not yet earned. The new United States will have to decide again and again who truly counted as equal. If this helped, hit like and subscribe and share it with someone who wants to understand America's history in plain, simple terms. Remember, history isn't just the past, it's the story of how we got here.